Let's be honest, MiHoYo is no stranger to anniversary patches that result in nothing less than resentment from their entire community. That's why going into the first anniversary for Star Rail, I was pretty skeptical. It seems like MiHoYo has actually learned from their mistakes in the past, and this patch is shaping up to be an absolute killer. There are so many reasons you need to be playing Star Rail right now. Freebies for all the gambling addicts, a continuation of Penacony's S-tier storyline, and Yuri bait made for those of us who will never feel the touch of another woman. With the anniversary patch about to drop, MiHoYo has announced many of the events they have planned, and there is a good amount of free stuff in there. What's a gacha game without pulls? That's right, a complete waste of time. That's why we're getting 30 of them straight up. And while those 30 free pulls are going to bring me closer to my 9th failed 50-50 in a row, we're also getting a 4-star selector ticket, which even includes the newest 4-star character, Gallagher. Personally, I'm looking forward to that so I can have Daddy Wolverine kick this stupid rat off my team. On the topic of freebies from events, alongside the free pulls and the selector coupon, we are also getting a 300% increase in relic drop rate. For new and returning players especially, this means that you're going to be able to access the endgame content, MOC, and Pure Fiction that much more quickly. If you're worried about being behind everyone else already playing, or the fact that you have to be playing catch-up, now is the perfect time to get back into the game. Speaking of catching up, the upcoming banners have amazing characters for you to build an account around. While Oshron does require a specific team that can apply many debuffs to the enemy, she has enough damage in her kit to be able to power through content, meaning you won't need to pull for many characters to consistently clear content like MOC or Pure Fiction with her. Also, her animations are just so slick. How can you not want that? Jing Liu, who is featured in the second half of 2.1, is easily the best DPS character for any new player to pull for. Normally in Star Rail, your DPS's element should match that of the weakness the enemy has. But Jing Liu is so broken, you could just use her to power through any content because for some reason she just does way too much damage. She's amazing in all content, ranging from Pure Fiction all the way over to MOC. She's really easy to play. She can fit in so many team comps. She is literally the perfect character. She's the easiest to build DPS in the game for some reason. MiHoYo just decided to make it so she only requires 50% crit rate to function. I guess we needed the highest damage DPS in the game to just be even more broken. If you need someone to carry your account, I'd recommend pulling for her. But freebies and new characters, they're not the only reason you should be playing Star Rail. You know those people complaining about not having a skip cutscene button inside of Genshin because they don't want to sloth through the story? Yeah, that's me. And if I'm being honest, the Luofu story had me mirroring the same exact sentiment. It was so boring that anytime I was forced to watch the dialogue, I literally had YouTube open on my other monitor. While I don't want to comment too much on the story to avoid spoiling anyone who hasn't played it yet, the Penacony story has not only changed my opinion on the matter, but it actually actively makes me look forward to the story coming in the future. Obviously, we're going to be getting more of that coming with the anniversary patch, and I'm nothing if not excited. Unlike the Milquetoast character interactions we found in the Luofu, Penacony is brimming with amazing characters. From the craziness of Sparkle to the mystery hidden behind Oshron, there's so much going on that I feel like it is such a waste for you not to experience it. If it's content you're worried about, I actually had the same concerns at the start of Star Rail. It felt like it wasn't worth it for me to play the game when I could only do MOC once every 30 days. It was either that or we were just spamming Simulated Universe for the weekly. There just really wasn't much for us to do. To MiHoYo's credit, they've actually done really well in this regard. Not only do we get twice as many MOCs now, having 2 active at once, they also ended up releasing new game modes like Pure Fiction as well. Now, many of the characters that MOC ended up neglecting, many of the characters left towards the bottom of the tier list, are actually viable to play. I feel like I could finally build characters like Himiko because they have endgame content where they can actually shine. I'm really grateful for this too because bringing many of those characters inside of MOC was more torturous than unironically using a Natasha as a sustain unit. I mean, what kind of psychopath would do that?
I'm dead, aren't I? Natasha dies? Yeah.
I can't talk about the content inside of Star Rail without mentioning the expansions to Simulated Universe. I had a great time exploring both Swarm and Golden Gear. Before you end up finding out how to cheese the entire thing by spamming one build, there is so much fun to gain from just trying out the different strategies. It also gives you a nice opportunity to be able to use many of the characters you feel like you can't use inside of MOC or Pure Fiction. The amount of buffs you end up accumulating by the end of it, a lot of the characters, even Arlen, can be used to clear the content. There's actually a lot of replayability inside of here too, especially if you're an achievement hunter. Honestly, it's probably my favorite part inside of Star Rail itself. The future for Star Rail is looking extremely bright. Many of the issues I had, especially from the start of the game, are seemingly corrected over time. If you're even considering playing Star Rail, I would say the only reason not to is if you can't control your wallet. Which, to be fair, is an issue many people have, so I'm not looking down on you. If you want to see more of what Star Rail has to offer, head over to twitch.tv/Rhinne, where I stream daily at 2 p.m. EST. You can see more of what the game has to offer, you can ask questions, or you could check out this video right here.